A team from BBS recently conducted a survey to find out reading habits of students in central and western Bhutan. A total of 300 students were asked to fill in a questionnaire comprising of 10 basic questions on reading. The team visited and questioned 50 students each from Yangchifu Higher Secondary School and Khasadapchu Middle Secondary School in Thimphu, Bajo Higher Secondary School in Wangdifota, Ugen Academy in Punakha, and Tang Central School and Jakar Higher Secondary School in Bumtang. According to the survey, all students like reading but must read about 2 to 3 books a month.
Most often in a month I read about 2 to 4 books, and during examinations I avoid reading books because I have to concentrate on my studies.
In a month I read about 2 or 3 books.
I prefer the Harry Potter series, the Percy Jackson series, and there's a book series called Space Odyssey. I like this series a lot.
I have no control over the number of books that I actually read, but then roughly about 2-3 novels every month.
On an average, I should say minimum 2 books, but I can go beyond.
I love the Percy Jackson series. It's written by Rick Riordan, and I also love John Green books.
There's a book called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's my favorite.
While the students in urban areas prefer reading English books, students in rural school prefer reading both English and Dzongkha books.
I prefer reading in English, but Dzongkha also I read. For Dzongkha, we have to know that book. It inspires us to about our culture, traditions, and everything that is related in our country.
Honestly speaking, I think I read around 3 books. My mind doesn't speak Dzongkha that much, so I kind of like reading English more. But I try reading Dzongkhas a few times.
I would probably prefer both because being good in one and being bad in other is not good. We have to be balanced and we have to do good in both the cases.
I prefer reading books in English. I think English is more easier for me.
I used to read both English and Dzongkha.
I prefer reading English books because I feel it comfortable, and I'm very poor in Dzongkha, so it's difficult for me.
While some of the students said Dzongkha is not boring but difficult to read, others said there are no good books in Dzongkha as compared to English.
I prefer English books because in the library there are mostly English books, so it is mostly due to availability. But also Dzongkha books, when we read them, it is hard to understand due to standard Dzongkha language.
I prefer reading English books because it's like at a higher standard compared to Dzongkha.
I just feel comfortable reading in English, and about Dzongkha, it is our mother tongue, so I don't think we need to stress more on it.
I mostly prefer English because I'm very poor. I'm pretty much poor in Dzongkha, and even the stories and plots in English are professional.
I prefer reading English because English is such a language that is really expressive, and we can use a good figure of speech.
While fiction books like Percy Jackson series and Goosebumps are popular among students in urban schools, most read non-fiction books like You Can Win and What Makes You Not a Buddhist in rural schools. These are some of the books most students read, and these are the authors most students talked about. Reading habits in most students in urban schools are inspired by their families and teachers, while it is solely teachers in rural schools. Based on these findings, we highlighted some of the questions that will be discussed by our guest panelist.
Guzambu, here we are at the Indian Embassy's Nehru Wangchuk Culture Center's library. The reason we are here in the library is because this year Bhutan is observing the National Reading Year, and for this very purpose we did a small survey in some of the schools on reading culture with the students, how they read or what they read. So based on these findings, we have two guests here, Mr. Sangit Singh from Royal Education Council, the focal person for National Reading Year, and Dr. Karmo Phunso, who is an author, who is a reader, and also a writer. So my first question would be like, during the survey that we carried out in schools, we found out that most of these students read English literature as compared to Dzongkha. Your take on this, why do you think so?
When it comes to reading, generally it is true that most of the students prefer reading English fictions, English books. Now, there are a couple of reasons why students really read mostly English books. Because, in my opinion, I think has to do with education system. And almost 90% of our curriculum is delivered in English, and we have very limited Dzongkha books in school libraries also. And I think because the number of books that we have in libraries generally of English and fictions and English stories and English authors, and I think naturally students feel very comfortable to read in English rather than in Dzongkha. And particularly, I think probably it has to do with our curriculum system as well. We deliver most of our curriculum in English, and many of our children prefer reading English. And the second reason would be English, I think, is a well-established language. We have thousands of authors and thousands of titles, and our school libraries are full of English fictions, English storybooks. I think naturally, students prefer reading English books. That doesn't mean that the Dzongkha is really not there actually, but I think Dzongkha is also slowly picking up. We have many local writers coming up with many local contents, local books, local stories. I think, however, we can see that English is generally a preferred language throughout the Bhutan, and many students prefer English.
Doctor, if you can comment on this, that most of the students prefer reading in English literature also.
Yes, I think it's pretty obvious, as Sir Sange explained, that we bring them up with the preference for English. We provide them education mainly in the medium of English. We provide library resources mostly in English. So, and then of course beyond the classrooms and beyond the school campus, they're again confronted or they encounter lots of things in English. So when they grow up in a heavily English-based community or learning environment, then they are bound to become more English-oriented and have easier access to English literature. So I think there's a general bias in our own educational and literary culture right now. But then the other disadvantage is Dzongkha itself, especially written Dzongkha literature itself, is a very new culture. It's a new subject, new field. Until school education was promoted in Bhutan some 50 years ago, most of our writing has been in Chökè, and Dzongkha was just a spoken vernacular. And then after the state decided to write down the spoken Dzongkha as a written language, it had a lot of hurdles in terms of developing the grammar for it, in terms of developing the orthography. Bhutan is heavily divided in terms of our linguistic heritage. We are linguistically very diverse. And to impose one local language as the national language, as a lingua franca, it is a very difficult task. And the proximity of Dzongkha to Chökè also made it much more difficult to write down Dzongkha distinctly from Chökè. So with these difficulties, we have pure Dzongkha literature. We don't have as many people who write in Dzongkha. So those are the two reasons, I think, the educational bias that we have, and also the struggle Dzongkha is facing as a new written language, which both of which lead students to prefer reading in English. And what this basically suggests is people are always keen on taking the easier option, the more popular option. And that's one thing that we should try to dissuade, because always going for the easy option is not healthy. You have to make some effort to do difficult things in life. And that's what will bring better development, better progress for our youth. So it's sad that the young people today prefer English, but we have to do something about it to change it if we really want to focus on the national language.
And we also found out that most students prefer reading fiction in English. And also, is it because of due to other books in Dzongkha?
It's true, actually. The number one reason is because I think there are plenty of books in English and thousands of titles in school libraries. That is why students generally prefer reading English. And but initiatives are being taken care of, actually, especially like Save the Children in collaboration with RSC. Earlier we were DCRT, actually. We call a book initiative, a Bhutan Children Book Initiative. Through this project, actually, we are coming up with many initiatives to bring local readers to write in Dzongkha. And so far, I think we have written many good titles in Dzongkha for primary level. And slowly we are trying to bring Dzongkha in streamline in English, so that to develop and to create reading habits among children, actually. And but generally, if you look, yes, it's true that children prefer English. Besides, even parents and adults like us, we prefer English because English is everywhere, actually. And things are being done, actually, to increase, bring more titles in Dzongkha in the market, I think. But however, as the doctor mentioned, I think Dzongkha is a very, it's a recent development happening, and things are coming up, and I think people who write in Dzongkha, people who produce fictions, I think they are very limited. That is why I think this tendency to go to English is more compared to Dzongkha.
The students, what the students say and answer in our questionnaire is that Dzongkha is difficult to understand, the diction, everything, the language, it is superior, and actually it is not simplified. Is there a way where Dzongkha can be simplified and for the young readers to address their needs?
That is a major misconception. And Bhutanese youth must really know that this is a very widespread, serious misconception. English is not an easy language. If you compare Dzongkha to English, English is far more difficult in terms of grammar, in terms of orthography. We know it better because we give more time and we put more effort into English. If you even give half of the time we give to English, to Dzongkha, we'll probably master Dzongkha very easily. And to share my own personal experience, I've been through school up to class 9, and then also later on continued higher education in the medium of English. But I spent 12 years in a monastery having a Dzongkha or Chöke-based education. After about 9 years of my monastic education, I can easily do literary criticism of literature in Chöke and Dzongkha. I can tell which prose is good and which prose is bad. I can see the beauty of language, the differences in the different books. But after almost 2 decades of education in English, I'm still not capable to do literary criticism of English prose. For instance, when I was at my college in the UK, a friend of mine said she bought the book by Dan Brown called the Da Vinci Code, very famous, international bestseller. She said she read the first 3 pages and couldn't go beyond that because the language is awful. Who among the Bhutanese who have spent so much time reading English will be able to see the nonsense of the language? You compare Lord of Rings to something like that, and they can see the difference in the prose. So English is far more difficult and difficult to master compared to Dzongkha, which being our own language, because our mother tongues, even if I'm from Bhutan, Dzongkha is very close to Bhutanka. Compared to English, it's a big difference. So I can master Dzongkha much more easily than I can master English. So that's a major misconception we have. I think we just have to give more time and put more effort into learning Dzongkha. Then with regard to fiction, there's nothing wrong with works of fiction, I think, especially for young readers who we need to draw into the habit of reading. You need to present such thrilling, enjoyable fiction. But then one must also realize that life is not all about imagination of fiction. We have to deal with serious, real issues when you grow up. So a reader must slowly move beyond fiction. Of course, you can occasionally enjoy a very good fiction, but I think it's important to read also books on politics or books on development issues, books on history, things that really matter to our life. So it's quite tempting, and it's very easy to get into fiction. Much more difficult to read something, say, very vital to our development process, because it's quite heavy, serious, technical. But if you were to make progress intellectually, you have to move on.
I would like to thank both of you for making your time and sharing your thoughts, beautiful thoughts on reading habits, books and everything. Thank you so much.
Our producer Sonam Dema visited Tang Valley in Bomthang to meet the first Bhutanese female writer, Kunzang Chodin, who is also an ardent reader. Kunzang Chodin spoke about the status of Dzongkha literature and reading culture in Bhutan.
We are doing a survey, a very simple survey on reading habits of the students. And then it was quite amazing that most of the students, they said they prefer reading in English, and most of them, they preferred reading fiction. So as an English writer yourself, what's your view on this?
I think it's understandable. It's understandable. Now, when you say they prefer reading in English as compared to reading in Dzongkha, now you have to look at the situation in a historical way, and Dzongkha as a written language is quite new. And I think although we always had, from ancient times, we had a literary wealth, it was all about, not fiction, huh? They didn't write fiction at all. They wrote mostly about biographies, about people, autobiographies, about mantras and tantras and all these kind of things, and things like this they wrote, and nothing was fiction. Huh? So I think human beings have a need to tell our stories, and that is why we had a very vibrant and a strong oral tradition where we told a lot of stories about ourselves, had good laughs about our people, about ourselves, criticized some of the institutions, but that was all in the oral. And I think the people wanting fiction rather than reading heavy biographies, unless you're a scholar or you're a practitioner, is for enjoyment. No? Enjoyment, as I said, not having to read a book in the temple or not having to read a book now in the classroom, but something that you can enjoy. And I think that is has reached a level in English that's accessible to all. Whereas if you want to read Pecha, you have to read it in a reverent way. You have to read in the temple or in a respected form. Whereas you can read a fiction book on, while you're walking, you're sitting, anything. And I can understand the children very well. And I think the Dzongkha is developing, and now most of the Dzongkha writers being bilingual, so that they can read and write in Dzongkha and English. I think there will be a crossover when Dzongkha books and fiction also will become light and easy to read. And as you were mentioning the word, I'm not saying it, but you mentioned the word lofty.
Yes,
Dzongkha is no more a lofty kind of a language, but it's an everyday language where people can relate and write about it without saying, oh, I'm using the biggest words and the biggest terminologies and the biggest ideas, but it's about everyday, and that's what fiction is. I mean, so I think it's really, really quite understandable.
Most of the students were also mentioning that I asked them, do your parents encourage you to read? And they're saying yes. They ask us to read just textbooks. They're against the children reading fiction. So do you feel like are our parents nurturing their children in the right way?
See, that's a very difficult question to answer. Now, if you look at the communities here in Bhutan, Tang Valley, okay, and then you're in a quite a remote area, and there are 2, 3, 4 schools here, I really wonder if any of the parents are, except for the teachers and maybe the civil servants who have read and have books in the house, I think the farm families don't have any books in the house that they would read for pleasure or for leisure. They would have books which are pechas, which are kept and revered. So I don't know if they can encourage the children to read what they don't know themselves. Of course, religion and sacred scriptures are the most important, and that's how the parents will understand. But if you go and do a random survey in any house, you can do a whole village, you can take any house, they will have a television, they will have a lot of electrical gadgets like rice cookers and curry cookers, and they will have the hand blenders and quite a lot of electrical things. So they've invested in what they think is useful, but they don't. You will see that they have no books because they don't think really books are useful to them. No, and another thing why people don't invest in books, I think, is because so far our education system has been so generous that the government has been buying all the books. So the parents think, why should we invest in books when it's provided for in the schools? So they have not taken on the responsibility of buying books and nurturing the need for children to read, or in other words, stimulating the love affair between readers and the books and the readers.